Good morning, everyone, and God bless each and every one of you. Welcome to the Shawn Harvey Morning Show featuring Wake Up Team. That's with Cindy J. Only place on earth where you get your morning started, right, guys? You already know the chat room is wide open. You can call in 570-982-6950. We're on all social media platforms this morning. God bless each and every one of you. I hope everybody's doing well this morning. I hope you're running on time. I hope your family's good this morning. We truly appreciate you guys taking the time out to listen to the show right here on Facebook and YouTube and wherever you're listening to this show. This is where you get your morning love. But most importantly, you know the deal, everyone. It's the only place on earth where you get your morning started right. Oh, Cindy J, I got to say that one more time before I introduce you. I got to say that one more time before I introduce you, young lady, my Nubian queen. Hold on, I got to say it just one more time. It's the only place on earth where you get your morning started right. Thank God for Jesus. Cindy J, God bless you. Boy, that forehead is shining over there and that hair is banging and you are looking absolutely beautiful, young lady. Good morning and how are you?
Well, thank you, Sean. I'm doing great. Good morning to everybody listening. It's a great day today. We have an amazing show for you. We're going to get started with Sunny Says, where we will talk about everything that's been going on in Hollywood and entertainment news, as well as having front page news with Sunny J, where I let you know what's going on locally, nationally, and globally. So you want to make sure you stick around for that. There's a lot going on. There's a lot happening.
That's right, guys. Don't go nowhere because this is why I'm listening to the show to listen to Front Page News with Cindy J and also Cindy Says and all the other segments that we have here on this show. Now, before we start the show and before we get into it, man, please like and share the Shawn Harvey Morning Show featuring the Wake Up Team on all social media. We truly appreciate you guys. You know how we let you guys know. I know some of y'all get comfortable and y'all settle in and you get your coffee and you get your morning routine going and you lock in on the show and you forget to share. We're here to give you a friendly, loving reminder. Please share, like, and share the Shawn Harvey Morning Show featuring the Wake Up Team. Matter of fact, this is not a friendly reminder. Goddamn, share the show. Now, I want to say this first before we start, Cynthia.
Okay.
And I'll yield my time to you because what I'm about to talk about is something that's relatable to all of us. I want to thank everyone for coming out last Thursday night to comedy in Harlem for the Shawn Harvey Morning Show featuring the Wake Up Team monthly event that we have. We had let's a round of applause, Cindy J. Jesus.
I know we haven't seen any of them since that day. They haven't
I,
seen us for
I
real.
know, and we definitely miss you guys, and we didn't get a chance to, talk about that night. But so before we get into the show, just briefly want to thank everyone who just took the time out to come out and hang out with us, because time is precious and time is valuable, and people have many choices to do whatever they want to do with their time. So for you guys to take a few hours out of your life, out of your schedule, to come hang out with us in New York City last Thursday night. Yo, I want to take my hats off to you guys. We truly, truly appreciate you so much for believing in our movement each and every month when we do the show at Comedy in Harlem. Now,
It was
in
amazing.
saying that, before we get into that whole night, guess what? On Thursday, May the 11th, Cindy, you might want to check that day because sometimes I get them wrong. Thursday, May the 11th. Guess what? We're back at Comedy in Harlem. And this time, guys, the last couple of times we just did jokes and Miss Miko got up there and said a few words. But this time we back to what we used to do in the beginning of doing our shows at Comedy in Harlem. Guess what? Shawn Harvey, Cindy J, and Miss Miko will be live performing the Shawn Harvey Morning Show featuring the Wake Up Team on May the 11th at Comedy in Harlem. The ticket go on sale right now. City J live, Miss Miko live, and your boy Harvey live before the comedy show and before the after party. And we celebrating springtime. It's May the 11th. Y'all come on out. Comedy in Harlem, 508 East 117th Street, New York City in Harlem. Doors open up at 6, showtime 7.
Yes, it's It's going to be so much fun. I hope everybody comes out. Every time everybody comes out, it's always such a good time. It feels like you're getting together with family. So I really appreciate being able to see you guys again. So make sure you come out and see us. It's going to be a great show. It's going to be live.
Now, a few people come to mind that particular night last week, and I want to say this for some strange reason. The Godfather Solar walked into the room, and when he walked into the room, this guy has some type of presence about himself that kind of commands the room for some reason. He's a gentle giant. He's a big man. He's a very big man. He's
Yes, he's
all
tall.
man. He's
Yeah.
tractor trailer man. This
That's
guy,
right.
this guy's like 6'6". He's tall. He got a swag about himself. And Cindy J, when he
He
walked into
does.
the room, before we get into the show, when he walked into the room, Cindy J, I really felt at home for some strange reason. When
Yeah.
he came through the doors, we made the embrace, we gave each other the pound, and it's just an honor for a young man like this to be a part of the movement that we do each and every day. And let me tell you something. The Godfather Solar, like the most of us, some of us, he's in these streets. He's always at events. He's
Yeah.
always showing love. But for some reason, that particular night when he came through the door, I felt like, wow, one of the missing links are here. So I want to give a shout out to him. Now, Cindy, before you and Miss Miko, who, by the way, guys, if you didn't know, they arrived 45 minutes to an hour late to this
I
event.
don't want to say it was that late. I want to say it was like 20 minutes, 25 minutes. And I didn't know. I didn't know. To be honest, I didn't know you wanted us there at a certain time. That was my bad. That was
While I was there,
that was
shout out to DJ Hostos, because we were the only two in there. Cindy J, I was working the door. I was working the door because the young lady that worked the door, called out 30 minutes before the event. That's
oh
another situation.
no.
Well, no, she
Oh
did. She called in 2 hours before the. And I said, you know what? It's all good. Harvey, get there 5 o'clock and start working the door. And I worked the door and I greeted the door and I made a song about it on stage and it was funny. But I want to give a special shout out to people, Cindy J, in the industry that work the door. People that work the door at the clubs, some of the security people, some of the folks that are the unsung heroes of events that are always at the door uh, and working the door, do such a great job. And I know a lot of young ladies and some men who work the door that do a great job at it. Now,
yeah.
one more
Sorry.
thing before we start the show. Shout out to Boogie Blacks. My God, 100% neighbor, and all the rest of us neighbors can identify with his movement.
He's amazing.
When I tell you that this man is a pure performer and crowd pleaser, there's no denying it. Boogie Blacks came in the building and tore the building down for the after party. I forgot it was Thursday night. Sydney, what's
I
your take
know.
on all of this?
Yeah, no, it was a lot of fun, and I liked how he just got everybody into it. And everybody was dancing as soon as he took the stage, so I had a really good time. I always enjoyed him when he comes out. So
Now, folks, cities playing politics, and there's nothing wrong with that. Okay. Cindy, if Cindy don't do these type of crowds, she likes to go to the lounge, her and all the rest of her other pretty girlfriends. And they like to sit in the corner while guys are sitting there fascinating over their beauties. And
excuse me, I like to dance. I was dancing. You weren't noticing. I don't know where you were, but I was dancing. Me and Miss Miko were dancing. We were dancing with other people. We were taking pictures. A lot was happening. So I don't know what you're talking about. This whole sitting down. Nobody was sitting. Nobody was sitting down.
If you heard what I said that Cindy and her beautiful girlfriends like to go to other clubs and sit down and be fly. And just to give a track record, guys, when we did one of the events at Kami in Harlem, Cindy brought some of her beautiful young ladies. They were sitting there being very judgmental, but they were being loving at the same time because they haven't been around so many older folks at one time. So it was weird for them. So Cindy felt maybe a little anxiety that I don't know how she coached her girlfriends to come hang out with us. But by the way, they had a good time. And then the second time, Cindy brought another young lady with her, and I think she was very confused about the whole movement. Uh, I don't know what was going on. I was trying to be friendly to her, and she was like brushing me off like I was some kind of perverted old guy that was trying to talk to her when I was being very nice. And I want to say this. On May the 11th, I'm putting the pressure on Cindy J. Cindy, I want you to bring all your young ladies to the show on May 11th so we can turn up. Is that something that you might be interested in doing and inviting your little baddies? Or is Kami in Harlem not the spot for the baddies?
No, of course, it's a spot for everybody, and my friends are not like that. And yeah, they will probably be in the building. I'm sure it's a Thursday, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, probably.
I want to get out a shout out to all. And before we get into the show, and guys, it's the only place on earth where you get your morning started, right? And I know we kind of focusing on our beloved chat room at the beginning of the show. And for the new listeners, I'm not like, what the hell are you talking about? Let's get into the show, and we will. But I want to play homage to some of our beloved listeners before we start the show. I'd like to say, for the record, once again, Cindy J, all of our LaShawns were in the building. We have
Yes.
let's clap for all our LaShawns.
Big old
We
clap to all the LaShawns.
we
I
have
love
a
it.
try.
I don't know if I got a picture with all of them. I think we all tried to take a picture.
Uh, all the LaShawns, of course, looked absolutely beautiful. We're the one and only shows that have a trifecta of LaShawns. We are making an announcement right now on the Shawn Harvey Morning Show featuring the Wake Up Team. There are there's a minimum, there's a three maximum limit of LaShawns. Uh, we
Not
are
you,
at
not you boxing out all future LaShawns.
all
I think
future LaShawns. You're gonna have to come in a different name. We are at a three maximum limit with LaShawns. There will be no more LaShawns for the rest of this year. If your name is LaShawn, come see the committee. We're going to give you a nickname because we're maxed out on our LaShawns. Let's clap for that.
I mean, I can't really argue with that, but that's kind of messed up. It should be the LaShawn Club. It should be like, if your name is LaShawn, this show is for you.
You know what? You're right. Calling on all LaShawns. Come
Calling all
join
LaShawn.
all the LaShawns. You have a home here at the
Yes.
Shawn Harvey Morning Show featuring the Wake Up Team with City James and Spico. Okay, so I want to put the current LaShawns back to. I want to put the current LaShawns to work. I want all our LaShawns to find other LaShawns. This is the type of work we're gonna put in right now for you folks in the chat room. If you know, and I know you folks in the chat room know other LaShawns other than the LaShawns that we have. I'm calling on all the chat room members to bring in before May the 11th.
What?
I want y'all to bring in 5 new LaShawns. And if you can collectively bring in 5 new LaShawns, the Shawn Harvey Morning Show featuring the Wake Up Team is going to give you a gift.
What? Sean, how did you go from we're maxed out at 3 LaShawns to putting a call out to everybody to bring 5 new LaShawns? You can't.
I tell you how I could do that. I suffer severely from ADHD, and when you said that this is the home for the LaShawns, that hit me. This show
Wow.
is for the home for the LaShawns. So I called on all our listeners before we get into the show. There's LaShawns all over the place, and they have no home. And I'm here to save all LaShawns. So I want to say a message to you, my future LaShawn, members of the Shawn Harvey Morning Show featuring Wake Up Team. Come home. This is where you get your morning started right. And this is the hotbed for LaShawns. So everyone out there that's listening, if you know anybody named LaShawn, we have a refuge here. This is the sanctuary for all LaShawns because you're out there wondering all by yourself and you don't have a home. Shawn Harvey Morning Show featuring Wake Up Team. We're looking for 5 LaShawns to be in the chat room. New LaShawns. New LaShawns. We're going to keep our old LaShawns. We're going to keep our
Sean,
old LaShawns.
there is so much wrong with what you're saying.
We keep it our old LaShawns. And we got room for 5 more LaShawns. We want to get to 8 LaShawns. And that sounds like a luxury bag. Can I get a LaShawn 8? We open it up. We open it up the room for 5 new LaShawns. Now get on out there and find me some LaShawns.
Calling all LaShawns. I cannot right now with this, Sean. I don't know. Because the LaShawns that we do have, they're also different. So it's like I can imagine what other LaShawns are like out there.
Well,
So
one of the requirements for being a new LaShawn to the Shawn Harvey Morning Show featuring Wake Up Team, you got to be crazy as hell because that's the one thing that our LaShawns are. All 3 of them are out of their goddamn minds. So, chat room, it's time to get that work in. Your morning podcast king has got a directive for you.
not a directive.
Get on out there and find the show 5 new LaShawns by May the 11th, and you will win a prize.
What? So is this something for the chat room collectively or
Yes.
for one individual?
Yeah, no, for the chat room collectively. If you can't share the show, then give me 5 LaShawns.
What?
Welcome
There's
to
a
the
lot.
show, guys. Only place on earth where you get your morning started, right? Put a number 1 chat room if you're enjoying the show today so far. Put a number 2 if you didn't, if you don't. Thank you so much for tuning in. I know we got a show to do. We got to talk about what's going on. So excuse me, guys, for just showing the chat room some love because you guys came out last Thursday. We see you guys May the 11th. We definitely appreciate you. And speaking for Ms. Miko and Cindy J, thank you so much, and we appreciate you. Now, I'm going to yield my time. See, remember we used to do the news, I'd be like, front page news, y'all. She's an S. How did the song go? S to the E double N Y, and you can't deny she got the front
Got the
page
front
news,
page
y'all.
news, y'all. Got the front page news, y'all. It's Sandy J, and then you would say like something weird or whatever.
S to the E double N Y. S to the E double N Y, and you can't deny she got front page news, y'all. Got front page news, y'all.
Yes.
What's going on, Cindy?
Well, there is a lot going on right now. I don't know where to start, but I think the first part that I'll start at is Jonathan Majors. Have you seen Creed 3 yet?
Not yet. Sorry.
Oh, Sean, you gotta see it. Come on. Michael B. Jordan. He's directing the first ever IMAX movie. Well, the first sports movie shot in IMAX version. And young black director, you want to get those box office sales high. You know what I'm saying?
I'll definitely try to make it, no doubt. See, you now you're guilting me into watching it. Okay, I'll definitely. And Michael B. Jordan, come on, what can you say about this guy? He's one of our African American heroes, and we're so proud of him. I'm there.
Okay, yeah. That was very diplomatic, Sean.
Thank you.
Well, then you know that Jonathan Majors, the guy who stars in the movie with him.
I gotta take a look at him.
Well, he
Jonathan
was
Majors.
in Jonathan Majors. Yeah, he's all over the news right now actually because he was arrested over the weekend for
Jonathan
domestic.
Majors. Sorry.
Are your readers not available? No, I don't. It's okay.
Oh, I
Those are
know this
fine.
guy. Yeah, I know this guy.
Yes, well, he was arrested over the weekend for alleged domestic assault, strangulation, and harassment. But however, his lawyers claim that the woman recanted allegations after his arrest. Jonathan Majors went from Black Twitter's latest heartthrob to a recipient of side eyes and backlash. New York police arrested the Creed 3 actor on Saturday morning following an alleged domestic dispute with a woman. According to reports, Jonathan Majors was arrested after a 911 call was made from an apartment located in Manhattan's Chelsea neighborhood. A statement from the NYPD said that the victim had sustained minor injuries to her head and neck, and the victim was identified as a 30-year-old woman. Though he was reportedly charged with assault, strangulation, and harassment, his lawyer claims he's completely innocent with evidence to prove it. In a statement that was shared, the attorney claimed the actor is actually the victim. She said that Jonathan Majors is completely innocent and is provably the victim of an altercation with a woman he knows. We are quickly gathering and presenting evidence to the district attorney with the expectation that all charges will be dropped immediately. Um, Now, though his lawyer mentioned that the alleged incident includes video footage from the vehicle where the assault happened, witness testimony from the driver and others, which is two written statements from the woman involved. She, in the written statements for the woman that was involved, she actually recanted her story. Jonathan's lawyer also suggested that the incident resulted from the woman having an emotional reaction. So, right now she's like in some, she's in a hospital, like I guess recovering from this incident or having a mental breakdown or whatever. And she told from reports that I'm seeing from other news sites, they're saying that she was trying to go through his phone. She couldn't get in his phone, and then a fight ensued, and then she said that he started choking her or whatever. But now they're saying that there's footage showing that nothing happened, and the driver of the, I don't know if they were in a taxi or an Uber or whatever, but they're saying that nothing happened, and the lady recanted her story. But we've still yet to see if the DA is going to drop the charges, because even if she recanted her story, the DA can still prosecute a domestic violence situation, but maybe they won't if there's not enough evidence. So that's where we're at with it right now. And, of course, the internet is divided because they feel like, the conspiracy theorists are coming out the woodwork talking about, of course, when a black man gets on top, here come the Babylonians trying to take him down because reportedly it's his girlfriend and she's Babylonian. So there's that. And then, it's like, it's kind of like the disappointment because I feel like within everything there's a kernel of truth, you know what I mean? But I don't want to necessarily be, you know, totally put the kibosh on him just because this incident happened when we don't have all the facts. But if the DA goes through with charging him, then something happened. So I don't know. Let's see.
Uh,
And I feel bad because I just went to go. Literally, I saw the movie on Saturday. And I was like, oh my gosh, this movie was so good. Blah, 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 blah. No, or was it Friday? No, Friday, I think. I seen the movie on Friday. And I was like, this is so good. And then on Saturday, I see this. I was like, what is going on? I loved him in the movie, and I liked him when I first seen Jonathan Majors was in that Netflix movie, The Harder They Fall. I loved him in that.
uh, there's a weird dynamic about this. First of all, Jonathan Majors, obviously, I'm taking a picture of him, looking at him. A well recognizable person. I've seen him on television, in the movies, no question about it. Big fan. But let's talk. Let's think about it. And thank you for sharing this story. I really appreciate you. Welcome to the Shawn Harvey Morning Show, featuring Wake Up Team with Cindy J. Mr. Make Money Place on Earth. Where do you get your money started? First of all, he's fine as hell. I'm gonna put a pause on that. Boy, I wish I had a face that looked like that.
I mean, his body is rocking.
I wish I had a body like that.
His body is
He's
rocking.
no, he's got a face for the camera. I don't care if if he doesn't look good to you or whatever. But the general consensus to me, as a man, because I'm comfortable with my sexuality, he's a good looking man, and he's a movie star. What does that equate to? Vagina. Did he dabble into the Babylonian? Of course they do. This woman is probably pure Babylonian. Big difference. Urban Babylonian, which I'm married to, and pure straight Babylonian. Big difference. But here's the dynamic about this. Y'all got to stop talking. Y'all got to stop touching these phones. Leave the cell phone alone. You might get choked out. Depending on the reaction. Now, if she touched the cell phone and he overreacted, that's a problem. That's what the district attorney might continue the charges. Now, everybody's recanting the charge, even the pure Babylonian. That's what I'm saying. Like these big movie stars, I'm not mad at you for the interracial situation. But Jesus, why don't you get like a urban, like Puerto Rican, Dominican, urban white woman? Like go urban with it if you're gonna go that route. Because if you go pure uncut, if you go cocaine Babylonian, you're gonna run into a lot of problems. Now, I know all this doesn't make sense, but it'll make sense later. Now you a big movie star, bro. You got to take a L. You got to fall back. You can't react to anything. You're basically being paid for your image. You're getting paid for your almost outside appearance, also how smart you are, and you have to be likable. Will he survive this? Yes. Why? Uh, the woman is backtracking on the whole this whole charge of domestic violence. I'm for sure that there's no bodily injuries on the young lady, because if that's the case, uh, then he has to go to jail for that. I think that he will overcome this long as the district attorney, take it easy, district attorney. I don't think this is something where, of course, you have the right to pick up the charges. And I think that's a great law, because back in the day, they didn't have that law. Once you drop the charges, that was it. The state or the feds had nothing, they couldn't do anything. They don't have that law no more. They could still charge you. Uh, Jonathan Majors, take it easy, brother. Um, you're at the cusp of being a superstar. You're working with Michael B. Jordan, who is one of our current movie star kind of royalty type of a person as far as his acting and the way he moves in life. You're on the cusp, brother. No fighting, no alleged fighting, no backtracking the statements, please, because you're going to lose everything. Because if the Hollywood throw you out, you're done. You're a good-looking man. Somebody picked up your phone allegedly. Don't don't get violent over that. To ask for your phone back or let them look through the phone. I don't know. That's what I got to say about this. And look, already look at the sentiment already. You had a fan watch the show, which watch the movie, which was you, Cindy J. You thought of him in one light one day as this. Wow, man, that was a great performance. We got love for you, Jonathan. And not even 12 hours later, you looking at him with the screw face.
Disgust. Disgust. Utter
You see what I'm
disgust.
saying, Jonathan? So if Cindy J is looking at you that way, imagine what all of America is thinking. The
Mm.
movie is out, bro. Stay out of trouble, man. Like, what are you doing? This is your moment. And you're gonna let the Babylonians steal it away from you? It's not a good look.
Yeah, it's definitely not a good look. I mean, so many things are, of course, the internet is going crazy with
What is the
it.
internet saying?
Just, I mean, everything, of course, definitely a lot of people share your sentiment. Like, this is, your time. You know what I'm saying? They're like, people on Twitter are like, all the memes. They're like, Michael B. Jordan is not picking up his calls no more. And
Wow. Right.
just different things that people are saying and feel about it, but it's clearly like a division. Like, some people totally don't believe it. They're like, this is just people trying to keep a good black man down. These women is always lying. And then the other side of the internet that's just like, let's just wait to see what happens. But it's like these things, like such crazy things happen with these celebrities now, and figures that people idolize, that we can't even. I'm like, I'm not putting it past none of these people. You know what I'm saying? To be something different than what they portray, especially actors. Like,
And
that's
we
what they do.
and you great point. And we don't really know how these people are in in real life when the camera's off. We don't know how they are when they in the crib by themselves. And but again, even if that's the case, uh, Jonathan Majors, you have a huge responsibility. You really have to act right. That's part of the your income. You have to stay away from all of this, all this
Yeah,
drama.
even
You don't need.
even getting like publicly upset, like whatever was going on with you and homegirl, you should have just like walked away. I don't know, made it so that she can't do or say anything. Um.
What else you got? Of
Okay, so recently, Cheryl Lee Ralph. Now you know Cheryl Lee Ralph, right?
course, I
Um.
know Cheryl Lee Ralph.
Okay, well, she made statements like she was doing an interview where she talked about a prominent TV judge that had sexually assaulted her. And so there was a lot of speculation about who that might be. And after that interview came out and all this speculation, Judge Joe Brown decided to step out and say something regarding it. Um, Even though he did not necessarily name drop Shirley Ralph, he retweets since the denial and comment section, because social media is digging into who it could possibly be. He says there are false rumors being spread that I mistreated a certain lady 25 years ago. I categorically deny both the accusations and acquaintance with this lady. Those rumors started with certain identified parties and spread. They ought to cease and desist or contemplate a defamation action. And he tweeted that on March 24th. Judge Joe Brown's tweet has received over 200,000 views and more than 200 comments and quotes since his publishing on Friday. Cheryl Lee Ralph revealed on Way Up with Angela Yee that a famous TV judge sexually assaulted her. She said she was at a network event in Louisiana when the TV judge grabbed her by the neck, turned her around, and she said, rammed their nasty tongue down her throat. She said everyone at the network saw it, including an executive who allegedly asked her not to involve the police. Cheryl said they did not want any bad press around their show and did not care what happened to her. She said she did not identify the judge in her story, but cleared Judge Greg Mathis of any wrongdoing, calling him a great man. This appears to be knowledge Joe Brown has given that she hasn't replied since he tweeted the question if she's said his name. Um So Judge Joe Brown is, oh sorry, he's stating that he's willing to lawyer up or do whatever needs to be done to um to have this from turning into something, I guess. But a lot of people were saying, if you're coming out ahead of it, that means you have some guilt in it, because why even say anything if you know it wasn't you? So some people are saying that I think his show was on NBC and Cheryl Lee Ralph was on Moesha at the time, and that was a show that was run by NBC. I don't know. So it was something that tied them together in that way. So that's where all the speculation came from.
Boy, you're
But I
right.
think, but if you're not gonna, but to me, it's almost like, yes, if you're a victim, tell your story. Like, I, I guess nobody has a right to tell you how to tell your story, but why say something and leave it so vague like that? If, like, say I was assaulted at a or at a company party, but when you make it so specific, how many male TV judges are there that are popular? You know what I'm saying? If
Well,
I think of a popular male judge, I'm going to think of Greg Mathis or Judge Joe Brown, or who else is there?
well, boy, you are really on fire this morning, CJ. God bless. Boy,
Like, why? I just like, why leave it open ended? Like, I kind of felt like that was a little shady on her end, like to kind of like put that out there like that. But then
um,
again,
we'd like to welcome everyone to the Shawn Harvey One Show feature Wake Up Team Morning Place on Earth, where you get your morning started right. Why not? Cindy J's in the building. God bless. We're having this Miko tomorrow, so please like and share the Shawn Harvey One Show feature Wake Up Team. Remember, Comedy in Harlem, May the 11th. Come on out, live podcast broadcast. Cindy J, myself, Miss Miko. Tickets on sale now. Let's go. First of all, Cheryl Lee Ralph is to me a fine ass auntie. Yeah, she's fine. She's been a beautiful woman all her life. She got a weird face, but she's sexy as hell. She does got the type of face that a man would want to slam his tongue down her mouth. Um, Now, before we get into that, I remember I was at the club back in the day, a generation ago, CJ, and this junk, this the female, she was twisted, as the young folks would say, and I was in the club, CJ, and I was back in my glory and all my splendor. I was fine as hell, just like Eddie Murphy in the movie Boomerang. You're not gonna believe that, CJ. I had had the hair, everything was popping. You know what I mean? And sitting while I was in the club that night, this young lady walked past me, Cindy J, and slammed her tongue right down my mouth. Did I feel sexually assaulted? No.
you were.
Was I sexually assaulted? Probably so. Did I feel like pressing charges? No. I thought it was a good thing, personally. But Shirley, Cheryl Lee Ralph, who is a very intelligent woman, you could tell when she speaks, and she's Abbott Elementary. She's hilarious in that. I'm a fan of that show. But Auntie, you're dropping the ball right now. Uh, yeah, you're dropping the ball. You can't sit there and talk about somebody very popular. You keep it very vague, but at the same time, you pointing us all in a certain direction. Uh, who was the judge's name again? Joe
Judge Joe
Brown.
Brown.
Joe Brown, you volunteered information. Boy, did you panic. Uh, you couldn't be down with any Italian mob because they will kill you because you're a rat. You dropped a dime on yourself. Who drops a dime on themselves? That's exactly what you did. You lawyered up. She didn't even mention your name. It was speculation. She kept it vague, but boy, you lawyered up and now you're done. Um, it goes back though. Is there a statute of limitation on sexual assault? I don't think it is. Cindy might we could clarify that better than I can. But if this woman wants to say, "Hey, 20 years ago, the judge sexually assaulted me," I think she has every right to do so. But know this: Joe Brown's going to come with the full arm of the law himself. As a lawyer, as a judge, he's not going to play around. He probably was twisted that night and he shoved his tongue down your throat. Have I ever inadvertently slammed my tongue down a broad's mouth back in my day? I don't remember. but but but
What?
auntie, but auntie, auntie Cheryl, knock it off. That's not right. If you going to go all the way with it, I mean, are you saying this for ear sex for us? Are you saying this because you want to hear yourself talk? Because you're about to try to destroy a man's reputation without destroying his reputation. Auntie, if someone sexually assaulted you and you knew who it was, then say it. Stop playing games. You are too smart of a woman to just vaguely put information out like this. That's detrimental to the judge Joe Brown and to yourself. That's not cool, Auntie. And I love you. I think you're hilarious. You're smart. You're a trailblazing woman in the industry that, especially for you as a older, mature woman, it's hard for African American women to succeed in Hollywood, and you're one of them. So we give you your praises and all just due, but knock it off, Auntie. That wasn't cool. Because there are people out there that are really sexually assaulted for real. You was at a little wine gathering and somebody slammed your tongue down your throat. You should have called the cops then. But there are folks that are out there that are really getting sexually assaulted and then they're keeping it quiet. Or they're not. I think you're minimizing women that are being sexually assaulted for real, Auntie.
But that, Sean, that is for real though.
So then, if it's for real, go to the station house. Remember, they used to call it the station house. Go to the station house. File a report on who did this to you. That's real. And being interviewed on Angela Lee, sitting on the couch and vaguely giving us some information about a judge. There's only two prominent TV judges out here, and one of them she praised and said she loved. But the other one had to lawyer up. Not a good look, Auntie. And I love you. I love you.
Yeah, no, no,
And
that's
who the hell doesn't want, in certain situations, want a tongue slam down their throat? Sydney, have you ever been at the club and some dude slammed their tongue down your throat on some loving? You ever have? Sydney, you ever got drunk and kissed a dude that you never knew and never met? Like in that moment? Not no sexually assault, just on some drunk, like all of a sudden you just made out with somebody. Have you ever did that?
no. I never done that. But I did have somebody that I was talking to, like we were going out like to just like see each other, but like he read it wrong and like tried to kiss me. Like and it wasn't good. But you shouldn't be like assuming. But no, that I mean that didn't even happen. That person just stuck his tongue down her throat. Like that's gross.
It
Like
was what happened after he stuck his tongue down your throat? Did you call the
no,
police?
I mean he didn't get it that far, but I was like, oh no, like whoa,
Was
you
the
know.
date over?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, it was over
Uh,
after that.
Too bad. Because when I slam my tongue down a chick's throat, I'm gonna ask first.
I know. How did that make you feel when that lady did that? You didn't even know who this person was.
Right, we was in the shadow again, back in the clubs. All the older folks they know. I was in the shadow. I was in the boom boom room. She did that, and City. I proceeded to follow that chick for an hour throughout the club.
What? Sean.
When you slam a tongue down my throat at a club, I'm following you for at least 40 minutes. Right, even in the bathroom, I'm following you. I'm stalking you for 40 minutes.
Not you.
That's a
Not
40
you
minute
wanted some
stalk.
more.
I want more. uh, Auntie, not a good look. This is a serious charge. Go all the way with it. Let us know who it is, file charges, and do it the right way because you're disrespecting the women and men who are being sexually assaulted on a daily basis in this country. You're minimizing it. If someone sexually assaulted you, you should go to the police, to the authorities, and press charges.
Yes.
And that's that.
Um.
One
Yes.
more
That's
city, we get out of here.
okay. Well, I guess the only news really is
Wait,
to do.
wait. Before we go, Cindy, there's supposed to be some kind of uproar in France, the country France. I don't know if you noticed, and you might want to look at it real quick. They're burning the country down, Cindy,
That's what
because
we need to be doing over here.
whoa, don't let them kick us off the board. Because I mean, you might want to look at it real quick. Because the Parliament of France changed the law for retirement for being from 62 years old, I think, to like 64. Uh, you might want to look at that and research that. And they're burning up the country. They can't get nothing done over there. Uh,
Uh,
this is serious. Where the fact that and here in this country, I believe it's 67 years old to retire, comparison to 65 back in the day. But there's no money in the Social Security system, and of course, our beloved chat room member and our ambassador, Vanetta George, can educate us more on this, and she works in that field. But um, the problem here, especially in this country, Cindy J, is the fact that younger folks are not paying into the Social Security pension, where now it's starting to deplete itself, where older Americans like myself and others might not be able to collect Social Security down the road or a generation or two. And I think that this was going on in the country of France, where people I think are living longer, so they pushing up the retirement age. But in the country of France, I believe, I think the retirement age was 62, which is relatively young, especially coming from me. I'm 58, so 62 is right around the corner for me. But to work your whole life and retire at 62, to me, is relatively young age to retire. I mean, for a regular working person. But Cindy, I think a lot of this is dealt with younger folks like you and others who are now doing their own. A lot of folks don't have the traditional jobs anymore, or they're working for themselves and they're paying little into the Social Security system around the world, and there's not enough money for it. So I think because there's not enough money for Social Security, they're bumping up the age to get to Social Security. So you can get, the pension or whatever you get for retiring. But for the people of France that burn down the whole country, do you think that's an overreaction?
no, that is exactly what you're supposed to do because you need to send the institution a message. There's more people than there is administration and even police or the military. So, unless you're trying to kill off your civilization, they're not going to do nothing. But you have to disrupt what is going on. Just like everybody is in an uproar, another mass shooting with this happening in this country with those children that were killed in Nashville, and I believe those four teachers. Absolutely disgusting. And everybody wants to go online and make these long think pieces and continuing on talking about, oh, another mass shooting, and when are we going to do something, and when is the law going to change? Because y'all want to talk about voting. When these people are rioting because they don't want to, they're telling them that I need to get my money when I'm supposed to get it at 62. That's what I've been working toward. They're rioting for that, and we're not even rioting when our children are dying in school. When they're saying that death by assault rifles are the number one killer of children in America. That's not worth rioting for because they don't want to take, and nobody's even saying take your gun. We're saying put a ban on assault weapons. And everybody just wants to say, oh, okay, well, we'll just vote somebody in that'll change it. When are you
Uh,
going to realize that you need to take drastic measures if you want drastic changes and you want to send a message? I'm down with what they're doing in France. Burn it up. Continue to fight the power. Because that's the only thing that they're gonna understand. Because when their infrastructure starts losing money, then it's a problem. How are they gonna change everything when everybody's just going to work, doing everything regular that they're doing?
a good point. I feel sorry for the person who's like 61. And they got to work another 3 more years. Uh, and this law, Cindy was passed by the parliament without a vote from, the constituents of parliament. So they just went to a straight vote and just, enacted this new law. We got to keep an eye on that. Burn the town down? I don't know about that, but
Didn't
uh,
the people in Brazil rioted, burned the town down because they were raising the train fare? Remember when I gave that story? They were
yeah.
rioting for weeks a month from that. And I don't think it got raised. And I think that other guy, Bolsonaro, he's out of there. So, job well done. I think it shows that these riots get things done.
If my Netflix bill go up another $2, we need to riot that. All right. Guys, put a number one in the chat room if you enjoyed the show today. Put a number two if you didn't. I had a great show today. We truly appreciate you. Don't forget, May the 11th, Comedy Harlem, 508 East 117th Street, New York City. Or come out the live podcast, comedy show, and after party 3 in 1. We would love to see you guys. Tickets are on sale now. Thank you so much for supporting the Shawn Harvey Morning Show featuring Wake Up Team Hoodie. We definitely appreciate you. Only place on earth where you get your morning started right. And what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to yield my time to the Nubian Queen. She's going to give us the last words before we get out of here, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Cindy J, I yield my time to you. Let's
I
go.
guess I'm gonna have to start coming up with some last words.
I'll give you
Maybe
one. Drink your Hennessy straight. Like, say, all right,
maybe I can come up with my own.
right.
Like be strong.
Oh my God. Corny.
Like
Ah.
be strong today because you never know what tomorrow has for you. So be strong today because tomorrow could be harder.
Yo, everybody, she was serious too. She like, be strong today because tomorrow. What? But be strong today because you don't know what. Uh,
Whatever, show whatever.
uh,
Stop.
be strong. Okay. All right. Thanks, guys. We see you tomorrow. Only place on earth. And be strong tomorrow because you don't give a damn about yesterday. And be strong today because tomorrow gonna be effed up.
Oh my god.
Yo, we're out. We see you tomorrow. Peace.